So today I just spent the day cleaning my house. It's my day off. My mom came by and coming out of a really rough situation that I went through recently. I'm always going through something, right? I'm like rebuilding myself, recreating myself. What's up? And I just realized like everybody needs to start like really taking a self inventory of yourself. Just start taking a self inventory today. I found myself cleaning and thinking about, okay, I'm going to go back to the gym. I'm going to start doing what I got to do. And I started realizing that we have to take a self inventory and start recreation. Every day's a new day to do recreation with yourself. But one thing we need to look at is stop looking for just, you know, physical intimacy. Start looking for spiritual intimacy. Like, nobody's doing this. Always see is the physical, the physical. Everybody want to get physical, right? But you really need to really think about what I'm saying to you. And what I mean by this, hey, what's up? I see you guys coming in. Start looking for the spiritual intimacy when you're single, like how I'm single. When I start to talk to somebody, spend a couple of months talking to them, learning the person. You can learn a lot. Somebody can dig their own grave, or they can actually give an enlightenment to like the fact that they're a great person. How would you know? If you get physical with them immediately, then you just quick gratification, like sexual gratification, okay. And then you have to deal with the person afterwards. You don't know if they're psychotic. You don't know if they have physical, problems. You don't know if they're going to be clingy. You don't know if they're going to just constantly be trying to push you into something you're not ready. Take your time to really be spiritually intimate with a person. And I challenge you to do that because this shit is hard. Like recently, I have come out of 2 terrible relationships in my life. I'm talking terrible. Some real good mastermind, manipulative, narcissistic, psychopathic type of dudes that I've been with. I was in, it was like mind blowing. I learned what the word narcissist was last year. Dating a man that was completely insane and doing a lot of illegal activities and trying to manipulate me to almost getting married with him. And I really was physically harmed, emotionally harmed, to the point that it gravitated to a point where I almost like harmed myself, and damn near took my own life from it, just trying to get away from narcissism, last year. And then this year, it's like 16 years with the same guy, which was a narcissist, but I didn't know what it was until I met that other guy. So now I'm like, okay, let me take an inventory on my ex that I was with. 16 years, I found out he was never faithful one time. And I just realized it wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth it. But what I realized what I did wrong was what everybody seems to do is just look more into the physical intimacy level, and the compatibility physically, sexually with somebody, and then financially afterwards. We can't do that anymore, people. It's better to be intimate with somebody spiritually, learn their body, learn their structures of their spiritual body. Ask them questions, like learn their favorite color, learn where their hearts are, learn what their needs are, learn what they want out of life, and spend some time with them without touching them. Then you will know this person. I promise you it'll work. I actually did that recently where I spoke to somebody as a friend, and I spent some good time with that person on and off for a couple of months just as a friend. I was interested. He was interested as well. And then, all of a sudden, you start getting the gaslighting, or you start getting, the manipulative confusion, and then they mimic. So they deflect. If you're with somebody that is constantly deflecting and telling you, like, everything that you think that they're doing, they're saying you're doing it. Or they're stonewalling. Stonewalling is when you tell them all of your heart and everything that you feel, and then they fucking just disregard it. Like you're not even talking. But you're like, but why are you quiet? Like, can't you just answer what I feel? Or they just talk about something else. Those are narcissistic traits. You know what I mean? Now I know what to look for. I didn't know what to look for before. Love bombing, when you first meet somebody, you're excited. You're both excited about each other. They spend thousands of dollars on you, or they want to just make you feel like you're the best person in the world, to the whole world to them. And you're just overwhelmed with the amount of love that they're throwing at you. That's called love bombing. Because they're bombing you in the beginning, gaining your trust, and they're gaining information to be able to use it like a weapon against you. So that way they can literally attack you with your own past. That's not love. You won't know if you jump into everything just physically intimate. Learn to take your time to be spiritually intimate with a person. If you're spiritually intimate with a person, meaning learn the person and you fall in love with them spiritually before you physically touch them, then you might have a chance at a real relationship. You might. I used to think when I was dating somebody, the physical is important because I was, a victim of some, sexual abuse when I was younger. So I thought that that's what men wanted. They date you, they want to talk to you, and automatically, I just want to show him I love him. I just want to make sure he doesn't want to sleep with nobody else. I just want to show him he's my everything, and I want to do everything that makes him happy, and I want to make it to the point where he's like, oh my God, like everything she does to me in bed, nobody else can do. So that's where he would never go nowhere. And then I'd hit him with the, yeah, I'm pretty cool, huh? Okay, so now let me show you, on the other hand, how I can really love you as a person. If you go physical before you go spiritual, you're fucked. Because you don't know what you're dealing with. Once you connect on a physical level, they start to just like, if they're clingy, it's coming out. If they're crazy, it's coming out. And at that point, you already went too far. You should have went backwards. We're all backwards in this game when it comes to dating. I'm a really bad dater. I'm an awkward person. I'm really not out there like people think. They think I'm dating everybody, whatever. No, I was in an 8-year relationship, a 3-year, a 16, and then a 2-year, almost 2-year, a year and a half. And that was it, my whole life. And you know why? Because I want to know what I'm dealing with. I want to know. I'm not attracted to men for physical. It doesn't impress me if you got a lot of money. I make money. I'm a boss bitch. I got my own house, my own car. I do my own shit. I'm a manager at my job. Show me something that I don't need. Show me something that these guys just throw things in your face. They want to bring you to fancy places. They want to do this and that, whatever. Okay, yeah. What else you got? Because you can, that's just like hiding something else. That sometimes it feels like that. Maybe it's not sometimes. But when you're talking to somebody, the best thing to me that I learned was after my experiences of having traumatizing relationships, really traumatizing relationships, and rebuilding and recreating my heart. Because I've been torn to fucking torn pieces, thinking that I was going to have a complete breakdown. Not even wanting to be online, not even wanting to ever speak to anybody online or deal with anything off of the choices that I made, thinking that that person was the person that I wanted to be with for the rest of my life. What I realized is I didn't take enough time somehow, and I just wanted to believe what I wanted. Sometimes God will join you with another person just because you need to teach them something, and they need to teach you something. It might not have nothing to do with the physical. And I know that's hard for some people. You ever been drawn to somebody like, wow, look at this guy. Like, wow, look at that person. Like, oh my God, I just can't take it. I gotta get crazy with him. I gotta get his attention. I gotta get her attention. Like, those emotions are your spirit calling out to that other spirit. But there might be, because you might have an interconnection with them spiritually, that you need to cross paths. If they lock eyes on you, you lock eyes on them, you need to cross paths. But it doesn't mean that you need to be physically intimate with the person at all. It could mean that you need to teach them something, and they need to teach you something, a life lesson. And that's the problem with the humankind. We are in the physical. We all are fucked up with the flesh. You see the ass is shaking all over Instagram and TikTok and all that. I don't know. I see it too. I'm like, what the fuck? How many more wiggles can we get going, girl? Like, come on. Who the fuck is going to marry that girl? She's showing everything that God has created to give to one special man somewhere to the whole world. So now it's degraded, it's devalued, and it doesn't no longer have value. So it's not a challenge to take your clothes off and shake your ass in circles or you tick or whatever the fuck these people are doing, because you were created for somebody. So there's somebody out there. I truly believe that. I believe that there is always one man for one woman everywhere. And when you were born, that person might have been born before or whatnot, but that person was meant for you, I promise. And you were meant for them. But you won't find them if you keep on just hurting and being damaged and not getting over the old relationships and getting involved with other people while you're hurting. Start to repair yourself. Self-repair is so important. I'm going through that journey right now of just craziness of self-repair. It's all about recreation and being right. You got to be right emotionally before you touch somebody else. You got to be right mentally to be able to give the best person that you are to this other person. You know, you want somebody to love you and truly trust you and truly be loyal to you. You need to find out with yourself first before you go out there and you just see the first thing that catches your eyes and you just be like getting you in the pants all hot. And then you're on out there. Now you got a bigger problem than what you started with, because now you got to deal with all this fucking headache. You don't know if they had a wife, if they had a husband. You don't know if they had ex-girlfriend, boyfriend, and then they're just running to you because they're hurt and they felt like they were unworthy. They were unworth somebody loving them. You know, I literally had an ex tell me that I'd never be a wife. I've literally had somebody say my music was horrible. I've had somebody say that all type of mean things to me in my life. But did I believe it? No. You know, we have to start believing in ourselves. We have to start somewhere. We have to start somewhere. And it starts in here. It starts in here. Start to heal yourself. Stop running after other people. Stop messing with other people's men. Stop messing with other people's women. Stop looking at other people's daughters. Stop looking at other people's husbands. Like, people, we need to get together in unity and understand that it starts in here. Love yourself first. Give yourself a chance to heal from bad relationships before you carry those emotions on to the next one and hurt somebody else so bad. You know, no matter how much that you could feel like you're like infatuated, we all feel like we're falling in love. What is really love? Does anybody even know what it is anymore? We don't. Somebody up there that just somebody tried to call me, that's exactly what I'm talking about. This person that's calling me, you know, I thought that it was something grand to me, and I'm like, oh no, God, not again. I can't get another one. No, 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 I'm not ready for this. And he's like just so great to me and everything, and I took my time and I did not physically get involved intimately, and then boom, the sparks came out. I figured it out, and it hurt. You know, people hide things. People don't know things. Like, you have to really just like learn yourself, learn your everything. Like, go to your core with your chakras. Chakras are everything to me, even though I'm Christian. But I know it's based on a different religion. You don't have to correct me. But believe it or not, they're universal. You have layers of energy inside of you. And every time you mess with someone or you give yourself a little bit to somebody, spiritually speaking to them, connecting, you're actually really like removing that from your body and placing it in their hand. When you fight with somebody and they're arguing with you, they're throwing you their energy, and you're manifesting their energy and throwing it back at them. So we have to stop doing that too. We have to start realizing what people are manifesting in their spirits, that's not our energy. And not at all. And we can't keep that energy. We have to remove it, or we have to remove ourselves from the situations. Learn to agree to disagree with people and move on with your life. Yeah, I'm lonely. Yeah, it sucks being alone. But I tell you what, if you don't start to love yourself first and learn that the physical intimacy is absolutely nothing compared to the spiritual. When you get spiritual intimacy, you meet a girl or a guy, you see them, everything about them is exciting. You think they're great, everything's working out, and you're like, oh man, this person's like awesome, you know what I mean? Like, I really like this person, my God, this is gonna be it. And then you just like, you just want to do whatever. You want to spend money. You want to sleep with them. You want to try to make sure you keep their attention. Stop doing that. Just be yourself. Just be yourself. If they love you the way that you are, then you know that they're the one. If they respect you, let me tell you something. If somebody doesn't make you happy, if somebody doesn't make you smile every day, if they come out of work and they're not calling you the first thing, if they don't call you first thing in the morning when they don't live with you, if they don't make you laugh whenever they're around you and they're making you cry, if they can't tell you how was your day, I've been trying to get somebody to say that for years. How was your day every morning? And just, or afternoon when you come out of work, just ask you, how was your day? How's everything going in your life? Like, babe, that's serious, yo. Like, if you can't, issues, reconnection issues, the devil don't want me speaking it into your ear. Go with who is for you. Go with who will love you. Go with who will make you smile every day. Because if they're making you cry and you're questioning yourself, you don't belong with that person. They can't see the beauty you have in you. Your spirit is special. God made only you one time. And if they can't see it, then they're not for you, honey. They're not for you. You know, if I could hug you and give you a hug and say, you have no idea how beautiful you are inside. You have no idea how much God loves you and how much the world loves you if you're a creator of music or art of any kind. You have no idea what you have to offer the world no matter how hard your life was. You are completely special and made only one genuine person that you are. So why are we just thinking less of ourselves or thinking about physical gratification and just, you know, hunching on everybody fucking on everybody so quick without knowing what you're even doing? You're literally mixing your spirit with other people and carrying on their legions of demons that's suffering inside of them into your spirit. Next thing you know, you feel worse. A lot of times these people that are promiscuous, they sleep with other people. What happens? Depression afterwards. You know, feeling not worthy of a full relationship, or feeling just like, you know, not worth enough for that person to be serious with you, or running after somebody and they're just not answering you or looking for you back. You know, like, what are you doing with yourself? Don't you see how much you're worth? Don't you see how much you are worth? If they don't want to pick up that phone, then God is making sure they don't pick up that phone and they get busy with what they're doing because they're not worth your time. Somebody worth your time will always check on you. Somebody worth your time won't have a boyfriend or girlfriend or ex in the house or whatever. You know, just don't do it to yourself. Just start thinking about you and start thinking about, how can I fix this problem of running after these people that are no good to me? How could I stop loving somebody that doesn't love me back? It's very simple. Turn around and go in the mirror and start loving yourself. Enough. Enough to fucking stop. Stop driving yourself crazy of why these people do these things that they do. It's because they're not meant for you. You're greater than that. You have a bigger reason to be here. You're beautiful inside. You're gorgeous inside. Stop being angry and taking one relationship problem out on one person and throwing it on the next relationship. Or stop thinking everybody's out to cheat and everybody's out to sleep with somebody else and everybody's just not understanding what you're saying. I hear you. They all hear you. If you're a creator, we're hearing you. We're seeing these pictures and we're seeing the songs you're making and we see everything that you feel. And a lot of us feel the same. But the problem is that we're dragging out the old past because we're not able to heal from it. And then we're jumping into the physical before the spiritual. Trust me, if you learn somebody that you love or you like or you just got like that thing for and they make the butterflies go inside of you, just don't blow it by fucking jumping into bed with them right away. Talk to them as much as you can. Spend as much time that you can hold yourself from sleeping with them, just so that way you can learn if that is for you. Because trust me, the colors come out. The colors come out. The mask comes off. If they're a narcissist, you're going to know. If they're a woman beater or a fucking man abuser, you're going to know. You know, you're going to know. If you give yourself enough respect to go to dinner a couple of times without touching them. If you just give yourself enough respect to talk to them. But really love yourself, because you cannot just go with any person in this world and just think that it's going to be one of those things. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Yo estaba hablando de diferentes cosas de relaciones, que la gente necesita saber de otra persona antes de haciendo cosas en la cama con una persona. Necesito saber el corazón de una persona, el espíritu de una persona. Todo eso es bien importante, porque hay mucha gente que está tirando en la cama con una persona, pero esa persona no estás de la corazón con otro. Siempre es así. Si quieres paz en su vida, tú necesitas cambiar la mente. La mente que tú tienes, hay mucha gente así, que dicen, oh, mira a esta persona que está, esta muchacha es bien linda y bella y quiere tirar en la cama bien rápido, pero la cosa que pasa ahí es que tu espíritu va a mezclar con una persona cuando tú tiras una cosa así. Cuando tú estás en la cama con una persona, haciendo cualquiera, va a cambiar la forma de todo. So, piensa en eso, piensa en su vida, piensa en cómo pueda hacer cosas diferentes y siempre piensa en ti, piensa en su corazón, qué yo puedo hacer para hacer las cosas más adelante en mi vida, con Dios, con paz, con mi espíritu más mejor. No puedo decir más de eso, porque hay mucha gente que quiere hacer, sí, además las infecciones. Hay un montón de infecciones. Hay diferentes cosas pasando en el mundo que la gente no está pensando de normal. Hay gente en drogar. There's people in drugs. There's people hurting. There's people drunk that they're taking out, que tiene problemas con la esposa o tiene problemas con novia o otra persona y está tirando todo eso encima de la otra muchacha. They throw everything from when they're on drugs and everything to the next person because they're hurting. Porque tiene un corazón malo con relaciones que pasaron, que no puede cambiar la mente. Y está peleando con otra persona que no tiene nada que hacer con eso. They fight with the new person when the new person had nothing to do with the old person. People start to think about yourself. Piensa en ti, piensa en qué tú puedes hacer para su vida y limpiar su espíritu. Antes de llegar de una puerta de una muchacha a un hombre. Esta gente necesita pensar, there's violence. Eso porque tiene un montón de violencia. Porque porque cuando tú dejas unas relaciones, necesito un tiempo ahí. Un tiempo ahí que la gente no está dando. The people won't give you that time. If you jump to the next relationship, you cannot jump to the next relationship. En el poquito de tiempo que yo estaba sola ahora por como, un ratito ahí. Y todos los hombres así, hablando de sexo, hablando de estúpidas cosas, como quiere estar con, como animales. Pero nadie tiene un corazón para saber quién yo era. And nobody knows, they don't have a heart to know who I am. No quiere saber de la mujer que yo soy. Quiere saber de todo, del cuerpo, pero de otra cosa no. Eso es porque está diciendo que la gente necesita cambiar la mente. Cambiar la mente. Cuando tú sales de una cosa, dale un poquito de tiempo ahí con Dios en su vida. Give God a little bit of time in your life. When you leave somebody, when you leave a relationship, give time to God. Dale a Dios el tiempo para cambiar su vida, su mente y, to renew. Su espíritu va a renew, a hacerlo de nuevo. Todo de nuevo. Cuando tú sientes como you love yourself. Ya. Además, pero que ladra muere. Ese es el problema ahí. Es que yo estaba haciendo esto porque yo quiero que la gente piense en qué estaba haciendo en la vida. You don't need to go to drugs when you have a bad relationship. You need to go to God. You don't need to go to another woman when your woman and you are fighting. Go back to God. Go back to yourself. Like the time I'm by myself, ahora yo está sola, Yo estaba haciendo ejercicio, yo estaba limpiando la casa, un poquito de tiempo con mi mamá, hablando, cosas así, porque no puedo meter con un hombre que no vale nada. Un hombre que, la cosa es que yo tengo un montón de hombres hablando mierda, pero todavía en mi corazón yo sabe que yo necesito cambiar y limpiar mi espíritu primero que hacer, clean my spirit before I'm going to go with another person, and that's the thing. That's why I'm alone. Yeah. So, este mensaje por la gente que está solteros. This is for the single people. You are beautiful inside. You have a lot to give to the world. You are creative. You have a lot that you don't need to put up with this bullshit of these people pushing you to thinking you need to grab a husband or wife. Just be yourself and be happy with everything in this life, and I promise you everything is going to go good.